Okay, this is the newbie's guide made for newbies, how to create machined parts with Freecad. I had a lot of trouble making a lot of the same part on Freecad, and it took me a couple of days to figure it all out. Some of the stuff doesn't work. This is version 17, but this way totally works and is very convenient for your workflow. So let's get started. We start with a sketch. This won't show up on your screen, but I'm selecting the sketcher. I'm using Windows recording and it doesn't show the Windows, the pull down menu. Okay, so now sketcher, file, new. You have to do that. Then you also have to hit create sketch. Sketch, create sketch. And the XY plane is for CNC machines. Click OK. Okay, now we're going to create a basic shape. Let's start with a square. Notice I'm doing it in the XY positive quadrant because CNC machines cut over here. Okay, let's put a couple circles into this square, and I want to show you the power of using Freecad. Freecad lets you constrain things and base things on other things. So for example, if I want all of these circles to be the same size, I come over here and I click the circle radius, click here, and I will, let's say 4 millimeters. Okay, now if I want the other ones to be the same size, I hit escape to get my pointer, click on the outside edges, and click the equal sign up here. Voila! Okay, now these will all be linked. Even when after I generate my toolpath, I can come back and change this millimeter to like 6 millimeter, and my toolpath will even change automatically. Okay, so we're done with the sketcher for now. Now let's close. You got to always close these things. Now I want to create clones, and you can't do that in the sketcher. You got to use the draft mode. Or I don't know if you can do it in the sketcher, but the draft mode is what I found. So what you do is you highlight it here and then click the little sheep. It creates another one. Okay, now where'd it go? Well, it's underneath this object here, so let's move it. We click the one we want to move, click the move icon, and now we select a point we want to reference from here on the new one. Why is it? It's not scrolling. Okay, I'm scrolling out and zooming in to get it where I want. This is approximately where I want it on my CNC machine. I got to leave room in the middle here for the bit to go on this one and the bit to go on this one. But if it's not the right distance from here to here, you can change these in the draft mode later, and all your toolpaths will get changed too. Let's say we want to create a lot of these things. Let's go select the original one, not the clone. Come over here to clone. Now there's a third one, and let's select it, and let's also move it. There we go. Okay, now I'm going to create one more just to show you that you can also rotate things here. I was having a problem rotating things. Okay, so let's see. Let's create another clone. This is the new one. You can rename these, by the way, hitting F2. So now let's rotate this guy. Now don't bother with the mouse trying to rotate this stuff. It's just about impossible. Just click 90. I don't know which axis. That didn't work. So let's just double click it, go to placement, angle, and just type 90. It's impossible to do it with a mouse. Try it, you'll see what I mean. Okay, now we're selected on it, so let's move it over here. Okay, so this assumes I have some sheet material in my CNC that will extend, if it's a rectangle, to right here. I don't know where to find that coordinate right now, but you can measure it, I guess. It's not showing me the coordinates. Usually it shows me the coordinates with my other computer. I'm borrowing my daughter's, but I don't know. Okay, so now we have our 4 objects. They're all clones, and the cool thing is Here, if we go back to the sketcher, or double click here to get in the sketcher, watch, we can change the diameter here. Go to 8. Okay, now watch, we'll go, you have to close this, be sure to close this. Go back to draft, and look, they all changed to 8. Okay, now we want to extrude to 3D. I don't even know if that's necessary, but I guess I created a ruler. Click the sketch, pull down this menu to, what is it? Part, not part design, but part. Again, you wouldn't see that menu because, I don't know, their screen record doesn't record it. Click the original, click extrude. Now let's say my material is 6 millimeters, so I'll type 6. And you want to reverse it to get it under the z-axis. Usually CNC machines carve under z equals 0. So reversed and apply. Okay, now we can see it's underneath the z-axis. That's good. Apply, okay. Now we're almost done, believe it or not. Next, we'll go to path. Path lets you create your tool path. So we're going to create a job by clicking on here. Now, you can create your default tools that say what diameter they are. We're going to leave the default one for now. Output, I use Gerbil. Okay. Now here's our job. Job, you can replace the default tool. And this important part right here, setup sheet, double click this. Let me show you what this stuff does. The final depth expression, it's based on right here on this final depth field. In version 17, I just say I want my final depth to be minus 6.1 millimeter, a little bit deeper than my 6 millimeter workpiece. I go to start depth is at 0, and let's say I want to go down by 1 millimeter. Usually it'll go down by steps of the diameter of your tool bit, but 1 millimeter. Okay. Now what this is going to do is it's going to pre-populate all the fields of your tool paths, which we're going to set up next. So we come over to Job, our default tool. Let's do the helixes for all these holes. So click Helix, look at our base geometry. It usually, I think version 18, when you select these, it will highlight the helix that it selected, but here it does not. This is 17, but look at the operation. We want to go on the inside. Default tool, heights, depths. It pre-populated start depth of 0, negative 6.1. Just wanted to show you that that's very convenient. So hit apply, and look, it created the helixes for us. Okay, now you could also at this point add all the helixes for the entire model, or all your models, all your parts, more what I mean is just select them with a control key to select more, and then one, click add, and then you can hit apply, and then it'll apply those two. Now I can also click more, okay, but usually when I CNC, I like to do one part and then do the outer edge, cut it out. That way while the machine's moving, I can take this part out, inspect it. If anything's blatantly wrong, I'll just stop the machine and save my work material. If you don't want to do that, you can select all the helixes at once and drill holes into your entire sheet of material, okay? But if the holes are the wrong size, you just destroyed your entire sheet of material. So let's do it the way I like to do it. Let's remove these. Remove, remove, remove. Okay, and now let's hit OK. So now we have under operations one helix. Let's create another one. Go to the base geometry. This will show what it's selected. We don't want any of these. These are the previous ones. I should have unselected the model. Let's add these instead. Oops, control, click, hit add, apply, and OK. Notice it added them. OK, now operations, Helix again, select your base geometry, click, control, click, hit add, apply, OK. Next one, click, control, click, Helix, click on base geometries. I've already selected the circles, they're already added. Click apply. OK. Now, one thing I didn't do correctly, I still ended up creating all the helixes first, and now I'm going to go and the carving the outside edges will come afterwards. I should have interspersed these, one helix with one of these, and the next helix followed by one of these, profile based on edges. You could use contour, but I can't get it to work. I haven't tried these others. I've tried based on edges, I've tried helix, and drilling and such I don't really use. But to cut out the part, you got to use this on version 17 because I can't get the contour to work. Maybe it works in other workbenches, but it doesn't work here. Or maybe I'm doing something wrong. Please leave me a comment if you know what it is. Anyway, as I said, I shouldn't have done all the helixes first. I should have created one of these after each helix. So let's do that now. Double click base geometry. It's got only 3 edges. I don't know what those are because usually, oh, now they're highlighting for me. I don't know what is highlighting. Let's clear it. Okay, go to the top view. Don't select this bounding box, select the inner box here. That's your material you want. That's your part you're making. Oh, hit control, add. Let's make sure the depths are pre-populated. Yes, they are. Apply. OK. Ooh, where'd it go? It's not there. Let's inspect the Gcode. I don't know if you'll see this window, but the Gcode is there, so F5 maybe? No. Where did it go? I don't know. I'm going to delete it and try again. Let's try a different one this time just for kicks. Control. Select edge profile, base geometry, apply. OK. So I'm cutting that one first. Next, I will cut this one. Control. Profile edges, pre-populated, apply. OK. I'm going to show you something different on this next one. Control. I clicked on this edge first. And notice when you click to the operation, you can say use start point. And that means it will start on this edge first. I'm not sure if it starts at this vertex or this one. But we'll look at the final Gcode and see. Okay. Now let's go back to this troubled maker. Let's look at it from the top. Click, control, click. Profile on edges, apply, OK. Still not there. I don't know why. Oh, I see why. It's on the inside. Let's change that. Let's go on the outside. I don't know why it chose the inside. Apply. Okay, there it is. Now it's on the outside. Okay, so now we have all our tool paths on a cloned, a bunch of objects. Now, let's say you started your CNC machine. Sorry. And you figured out, oh, these holes are too big. They don't quite fit my screw or whatever. I just go back to the original sketch. Don't go to the clone. Go to have some choices here. I'll go to sketch, I guess the first one, double click it, brings up the sketcher. Now watch this. Let's make that 3 millimeters, 3.5 millimeters. Okay. Now watch this. Close. Look at that. My toolpath has been automatically regenerated. Oh, you know what? I noticed these are all inside paths too. Here's my geometry, so let's go fix those. Double click, go down operation, inside, outside, apply. Okay, go to the next one, outside. You can add extra offset if you find your holes are small sometimes. It worked on some things. I don't think it worked for, it did work for Helix, but it didn't work for something else. I don't remember. You got to keep your eye on this stuff. It's not always, everything isn't always working. And I spent days trying to figure out a workflow to get multiple parts cut in different orientations to fit whatever pieces I had, to puzzle them in, and also to clone all my pieces with one change, like I showed you, changing that size of the hole. You can add constraints to all this stuff if you study the Sketcher constraints. But anyway, let's see our toolpath here. And now that we have our Gcode, we can save it with this button. I don't think this window will show up, but I'm currently saving my Gcode. Okay, save, yes, yes, yes. And it's showing me my Gcode. Okay, so there we go. This is a great tool. It has a lot of bugs. I tried paneling with the ARCH workbench up here. It didn't work. The Helix operation didn't work. Also, I don't know, other stuff just didn't work. There's a lot of different pathways to use in this program, and there's various bugs on various pathways. Like I was told not to use part and extrude to do workpath job tools. And that's what ended up working for me, is the extrude under the part. And using the clones with the sketch, that allowed me to quickly change all of these guys. Watch this. I can go to the original. I can even move a circle if I need to. Okay, and just hit close. And look, all of them are moved. And that is fast. I was using Inkscape, and man, that would have been like a 1-hour ordeal right there. Anyway, hope you learned a lot. Thank you.